What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Shocker Racing Garage. I'm James once again, and since my last video about the Z Automotive Tazer pin lock, there's been a lot of questions that people are having that I didn't provide answers to in that video. Things I didn't think of and never thought to try have been coming up all day long here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to address a few of them. A couple of them revolve around basically the one I installed yesterday that I've got on the Mojito 392 is the original Tazer JL, which plugs into the OBD2 port. Now, if you've got a newer Tazer, chances are you've got the Tazer JL Mini, which is this much smaller device that actually plugs in to the plugs up behind the OBD2 port and are going to be a lot less likely to be noticed and easily unplugged. So what I want to do today is I've got this one. This is for our Gladiator. For those of you that don't know, we've got the Neon Gladiator here and the Mojito 392. I had taken this original Tazer out of the original Mojito Jeep and moved it over to this one. That's why I still have this old version. And then the newer Tazer JL Mini in the Gladiator, which I got in 2020. So chances are, again, most of you are gonna have this one if you've got a newer device. And I think this is gonna be the more secure way to go. As far as one of the biggest questions I've been getting today is, what happens if the thief sees this sticking out of the OBD2 port and unplugs it? So we're gonna test that today, as well as the other big question I've been getting a lot today is, what happens when you remote start your Jeep with, you know, this pin lock activated? What's going to happen? Is it going to automatically turn on the light mode after 20 seconds? Things like that. So we're going to jump right into this. Let me get this plugged back in. And just for all you that were so concerned about my health yesterday, and I will make sure that the garage door is open while the vehicle is running, so that, you know, none of you have to worry about me and my health here, okay? So for those of you that are concerned, the third car door is open. I've got the Tazer in the Mojito 392 with the pin lock set. I'm gonna go ahead and remote start the 392, and let's just listen to this sound because it's beautiful. Okay, so the remote start has been activated, and we're gonna take a peek inside here. Okay, so it doesn't appear that anything has happened, and from what Joe from Z Automotive mentioned on YouTube, he did respond to one of the questions. He basically said that nothing would happen until the start button was pressed to activate it. So there we go. I just pressed the button and you could see right away the pin countdown started. So for those of you that were wondering about if the light show mode was going to start when you remote start it, nothing will happen with the pin lock mode until you actually get in and press the start button to actually try to, you know, start the vehicle. Now, after 20 seconds, it did just lock up the brakes. I heard that happen. Still no light show mode. That's not going to happen until we actually try to put the vehicle into drive mode or reverse. So for that, that's going to answer that question. So next we want to answer the question, what happens if I get in the vehicle, start it up, and just go ahead and pull this out of the OBD2 port? What's going to happen? Is it going to, you know, just bypass the pin mode? So let's give it a try and let's see. I'm going to hop up in here. All right, so the Tazer is plugged into the OBD2 port down there. I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle right now. With it in there, it's going to start the lights flashing, and we'll see it'll start the countdown here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the Tazer out, and let's see what happens. Yeah, so basically by pulling that out, it stopped the countdown. I've got my foot on the brake and I'm actually going to put it into drive right now and reverse. Yeah, and it's going to allow me to do whatever. So if the thief were, you know, smart enough to know to unplug the Tazer, which This one in the OBD2 port's gonna be obvious to do, but a lot less obvious when you have the, let me shut this off. It'll be a lot less obvious when you have the Tazer Mini and you can secure it and, you know, hide it up underneath the dash a little better. So let's take a look at that on the Gladiator. Okay, so under the Gladiator here, you've got the OBD2 port, and then these are the two plugs that the Tazer Mini get plugged into, and it gets tucked, you know, up underneath the dash here, wherever you can reach and tuck it to. So let me get this Tazer Mini plugged back in. So looking at this here, one thing that could be done is we could take a zip tie and kind of run it around this, probably even 2 zip ties, so that this can't just be easily unplugged, and then we could potentially just run some electrical tape around, which will also better secure it so that somebody can't just quickly and easily just press these buttons and unplug it. Now, I'm not going to get too crazed about, you know, securing this and like really hiding it up underneath the dash, but I am curious if any of you have any cool ideas or come up with anything, you know, make sure you drop them in the comments below. I'm really curious. I did see that there are some people that make some like brackets to like mount your Tazer up underneath the dash, but those seem to all be plastic or, you know, 3D printed, so I don't know how much that's going to help you. So if you come up with some better ideas on how to properly secure that underneath the dash, I'd definitely be interested to know. For me, I'm just gonna zip tie it up underneath there and set my pin code for the Gladiator. Since I didn't do that the other night, I just did the 392. And really, I should probably look into getting a Tazer JL Mini for the 392 here for a couple of reasons. One, because I don't like driving around with that thing sticking out. Which I've been doing anyways for the forced rear-wheel drive mode on the 392. So I've been driving around with that sticking out and I don't like it, but also that's clearly gonna be an easy and obvious target if it were to get broken into. So maybe I'll look into the Mini so I could hide it a little better. I believe the only other question I had was regarding what happens when you have your doors off on your Jeep. I believe what's going to happen, and I'm not going to go take the doors off and test it because it's like 30 degrees here in Chicago right now, but I believe what's going to happen is it's going to act kind of like it does with the remote start. It's not going to ask for that PIN code until you get in and you press the button. Once you press the button to start it, it's going to look for that PIN code. What's probably not going to happen is if in the carjack mode or the event of a carjacking where you get out, because it's not going to know to register that the door has closed after the carjacker got in to drive away, it's probably not going to activate the PIN code again. So that would probably be the downside with the doors off if you get carjacked. So I hope this has helped clarify some of the questions about the pin lock mode with the Tazer JL. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments below. I will try to answer them, whether over on the forums, the groups on Facebook, or right here on YouTube. If you have enjoyed our videos, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because I do all sorts of different Jeep stuff, installs, things like that. And we would appreciate the support. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.